So we are starting a session which is primarily based on the latest scenario, the latest, you can say, what I can say, the latest hot buzz is going on in the industry of AI that are called the LLMs. LLMs stands for large language model. Large language model. Now, before starting, before having the introduction of LLM and all the things, uh, can anyone tell me that what could be LLM or what you can say components LLM consists of? How can we create a model on the basis of LLM? Anyone? Or if someone wants to define LLM, that is also fine. Anyone there?
Yes, we're here.
Yeah. So what's LLM? Any idea?
Maybe like our chat GPT.
Okay, like Chat GPT. So fine. Yeah, definitely it's a Chat GPT, right? So can you try to define that how that Chat GPT work? What could be the logic behind it and
So
other things?
ChatGPT is trained on the inputs of sample data set, and then whatever responses are recorded, that is used as answers for future questions.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Now let's say we have now example of Chat GPT, right? GPT. Now, if I let's suppose for example, if I search for LLM, let's say, right? So what ChatGPT will do? ChatGPT try to aggregate all the output from the entire network, right? That is internet, and give the result or the optimal result based on that queries or searches, right? It made on the backend. So how this GPT is understanding about this LLM? I mean, you are writing just large language model or LLM on ChatGPT, right? So how this GPT is understanding that he has or it has to work or it has to give output for this LLM part? Any idea? Anyone?
It has been trained that way. It has been taught to respond in that way using artificial
Definitely,
intelligence.
definitely correct, absolutely right, right. Okay, understand like this. Let's take the example and try to relate this with this GPT, right? Um, okay, if I say to a student, right? So there is a teacher and there is a student. If teacher say sit, the student will sit. And if teacher say to stand up, the teacher will or the student will stand. Correct? Because student is understanding, student is processing that information. Now I hope you are getting my question. I'm talking about how this GPT is processing this word LLM. Any idea? Yes, no? Any idea, anyone? Okay. Uh, how many of you heard about this concept which is called NLP? How many of you heard about it?
Yes.
Okay, what is NLP?
Natural language processing.
Very
Natural
good.
language processing.
Correct. Natural language processing. And what we do in this?
So it helps the model to actually understand and interpret
Hmm,
um, interpret the languages in the best human form.
very good.
That's my definition.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, see. So what NLP? NLP stands for natural language processing, right? Now, from the abbreviation itself, it is clear that what we are trying to do, we are trying to make some sort of program so that my machine, okay, my code, the browser, or the search engine able to understand what I'm writing in a plain text, right? Because as a human, when we are interacting with the machine, we are just putting the plain text. Okay, we are not putting anything in a coded form, or we are not using any codes actually. We just like I'm interacting with a person, a human, in the same way I'm interacting with a machine as well in this current scenario, right? Like GPT and BERT and all the things. So how this NLP works, first of all, we have to understand. So I'm giving a simple example. I'm not going into the deep of the entire NLP because we have to understand the large language model. So what happened in this NLP? Understand. You provide a text, that is, this will be your input. Then the text is broken down into small chunks. Okay, text broken down into small chunks. And these small chunks, we call it as tokens, right? Now, then another step, which is very important uh, to understand, not to understand basically, but to clean the data, that is called filtering. So what we basically do in filtering, we try to filter out those, you can say, words which are not having higher weight, or we can say weightage, to the entire text, or in comparing to the entire tokens, right? Which is called as stop word filtering. Stop words filtering. Now the question is whether this stop word filtering only work for single language. No, in Python library under the NLTK. So for NLP, we have the library which is called NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit. Under this library, you have multiple languages defined. So you need to define that for what language you are working. So according to that, you can just download the entire corpus. Corpus means a bundle where stop words are already defined. Those words which are not having any actual meaning, okay, or not having a relevancy to understand the entire text, those are already defined. According to the language, you can use those module here or language here. Once we figured out, or once we done the filtering here, right, then multiple steps are there: chunking, chinking, right, semantic analysis we do, syntactic analysis we do, and other things, right? So this is how the NLP section works. Is it clear till this part?
Yes, it is.
Right. Now So this is how the GPT or any AI platform is understanding or it is basically having an idea about the language, okay, using the NLP part. Now, coming to the processing, that how it process this thing, right? Understanding is different thing and processing is different thing. Means processing means generating the result basis of the input. So to generate the input, we have the platform or the thing here is called artificial neural network, that is ANN. How many of you understand about ANN? How many of you any idea about ANN? Okay, what is neural network? Any idea? Anyone? See, if you don't have any idea about the artificial neural network, it's very difficult to understand LLM. So that is why I'm asking. Do you understand the artificial neural network or not?
You can explain it further, please, for everyone.
Okay. So have a quick understanding of artificial neural network. So artificial neural network is nothing. It is simply like a brain, that is the neurons we are creating artificially. Now in this we have primarily three components, which is called input layer. Then we have hidden layer. And finally, we have the output layer. Okay. Now inside the hidden layer, how the actual processing happen, where the actual processing happens. So in the hidden layer, we have perceptrons. Perceptrons. So perceptron are the entities which are responsible to process your information that we pass through input layer. And every input that we pass is associated with a weight. Weight is nothing. Weight is simply a numerical value, right? So what is the purpose of defining the weight? Weight is you can say defined to mention the priority of the input. If I give four inputs, so the value of the input having the highest weight has the maximum probability. Sorry, uh, priority. Getting my point? So these are the three primarily component of artificial neural network. And in LLM, this artificial neural network is the main component. Getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, see another thing. Till now, when we are saying that we have to or we are discussing about LLM, it is not just that LLM are totally built through AI or the artificial neural networks. No. Instead of any LLM take help from deep learning and neural network, right? Now the question is that we understood what are neural network. Now what is deep learning? How we understand deep learning? So deep learning is kind of another, you can say, subset, okay, uh, in which we have some advanced technique, or you can say advanced neural network. For an example, there is a neural network which is called as RNN. So RNN stands for recurrent neural network. Right? Now, what is this recurrent? Recurrent means loop, simple, or repetition of something. Now, assume like this. Let's say, okay, let's say I I I want to search about a term. So what I do, I just go to the Google, and on the Google, as soon as I put anything, let's suppose I'm searching for recurrent neural network. So as soon as I write recurrent, Google automatically gives or it predicts some words for you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Right. So how Google is doing that? From where Google is identifying those words? Are we having any database from where the Google is fetching all the result? Any idea? Anyone?
I wasn't listening. But is it from the web?
Okay. Definitely, it is giving you the result from the web, right? I'm asking how Google is predicting the word, not result. Predicting the word. Do one thing. Just open Google, everyone, quickly. Hurry up, hurry up. Open the Google and write down recurrent and check what words it is predicting. Just tell me that words. Anyone?
Mine says recurrent meaning.
Okay, you are getting meaning. Fine. Anyone else? Other words?
Yes. I'm getting other words. I'm getting the word recurrent itself.
Okay. After
Yes.
recurrent, nothing.
I have meaning, then I have it under different food classification, health classification, like different words.
I'm asking about those words. What words you are getting?
Okay, so I'm getting recurrent pericarditis. I don't know what that is. Recurrent corneal erosion, recurrent meaning, recurrent yeast infection, recurrent UTI. I don't know what that is.
Okay, yeast infection. Let's suppose I have taken one word, yeast infection. That's any other
Okay.
one? Any output for this recurrent
Yes,
part?
I have recurrent UTI.
Okay,
I also have a recurrent expenditure, recurrent
okay,
laryngeal nerve.
okay. So I have taken these three. Okay, for example. Now tell me, have you searched previously for this? Have you searched for recurrent meaning previously? Have you searched for recurrent yeast infection previously?
No,
Have you searched about expenditure previously? No. Still,
no.
still the Google is predicting these words for you, correct? So how Google is doing it, how it is predicting? So for this purpose, there is a neural network which is specifically designed for this purpose, which is called RNN, recurrent. So what makes RNN separate from the other two neural network? that is your ANN and CNN. And then we have RNN, right? So what is the difference between RNN apart from these two? So RNN is the only neural network which is having a memory by which it is storing the data, or you can say your previous input. On the basis of this RNN, Google takes the help of it and generates the predictions for the word. So there is a specific, you can say, a specific algorithm we use, which is called TF-IDF, term frequency inverse document frequency. This is the main, you can say, algorithm on which Google is working. Now they have enhanced the algorithm, right? So apart from the TF-IDF, there are other algorithms as well. But previously, the main component in the starting phase of the AI, the main component was TF-IDF, or the main algorithm was TF-IDF. Is this clear, everyone, till now? Yes, no?
Yes.
Right. Now see, another point about the LLM is that LLMs are categorized under self-supervised learning techniques, right? Now, what is this self-supervised? Self-supervised means that we do not need any sort of code or any sort of supervision. We don't need to define any model every time. We don't need to put updates every time. Any LLM can update itself, right? So that is what we call as self-supervised. And how it is updating? From the database. Latest example, if I give, I hope you have tried it or not. I'm not, because I haven't tried this. In GPT, recently there was very famous, you can say, event happened. Can you even tell me what was that? And there was some concern about that as well. People use it. Any idea about what event I'm talking about?
So can you repeat your question?
How many of you heard about this Ghibli art?
Never heard of it.
Huh? Have you heard it or not?
Not yet.
See, recently GPT launched a service in which you can upload your image and GPT creates a kind of a, you can say, you can say what? Kind of a not imaginary. What I can say it's a kind of a kind of a AI generated images, but in a kind of a cartoonist way, right? Can you search for it, Ghibli art? You will understand. I hope you have seen that. On Instagram, there are a lot of influencers use that part as well. Can you just search on the Google? You will understand it. Ghibli art, what I'm talking about. What are you getting about Ghibli art? Yes, no, guys. Anyone got the output? Yes or no? Have you searched for the Ghibli art or not?
Yes, sir. I don't know if this is right, but one of
Just
it,
a
it
second.
talks about.
Just a second. Wait. Let me show. Uh, See, I was talking about this. How many of you have seen this? These type of images where a user import or upload a image and AI generates a kind of a cartoonist form of art. How many of you have seen that? Yes, no?
Yes.
Right. So this is what we call it Ghibli art, right? And it is purely generated by the AI, correct? So there was some concern as well. Uh, 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 People used to say the tech, not people actually, the giants or the experienced persons, those who are having experience in the same industry, they concern about it because people are uploading their images without any consent, and they are helping the platform to create a database, right? That is to train their model, right? So when people start uploading the images, in fact, the CEO of the OpenAI, the Sam Altman, uh, has to come in front and mention it that people are uploading lot of images that their AI are not able to uh, generate, or they are working extensively. I'm not remembering the exact figure, but there was a quite power consumption and other things, right? So I'm not talking about it, but this is what AI is doing right now, correct? So when we say that LLMs we are using, share the screen, do right, right. So when we are saying that self-supervised means a kind of a machine or kind of a AI network which can learn by itself, which is called as a self-supervised, right? Now, coming to the important part, that how this LLM is created, right? So for that part, we need to understand the architecture of it. Architecture of LLM. Understand? So any LLM consists of multiple layers, right? So what are the layers we have? Kind of feed forward layer. Another layer is called embedding layer. Another one called attention layer, right? Similarly, there are other layers as well in any LLM, right? Now, the question up here is that while creating the LLM, are we going to, you can say, are we going to use the entire available resources or a specific one? So the question here is that what kind of LLM you are trying to generate, or what is the purpose of your LLM? On the basis of that, you can use or you can define the layers that you are going to put in your LLM. Okay. Now, so on the basis of this, we have certain factors on which we focus while creating any LLM, right? So factors affecting any LLM. What are that? First is called the model size and parameter count. Then input representation. Presentations. Then we have self attention mechanism. Then we have training objective. Computational efficiency. And last, decoding and output generation. Okay. Have you done till this? Understood? Any question or doubt you have?
You talked about
Huh?
you talked about LNN consisting of multiple layers.
Mhm.
So does it only have those three layers, or it has also other layers
Other
that are
layers
inside
as
it?
well. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I have given example here. There are other layers as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yes, sir.
Hmm. Anyone else? Okay. Now, so this is what we have discussed. This is all the kind of a basic things about the LLM, right? Now we are getting into the main part of LLM. Sorry. From here, you remember we discussed about RNN, recurrent neural network, in the previous discussion. We talk about RNN, right? There is a disadvantage with RNN. What? That it only works for shorter sentences, right? Not for the long one. That is why you can say another approach we created, which is called LSTM. So I'll just write it here. To overcome from this problem, LSTM is introduced. And what is LSTM? LSTM stands for long short term memory. And this LSTM, you can say as that it is the first step of LLM model. Okay, but in LSTM also we have two major issues. What are the two major issues with LSTM? Right. What are that major issues? Understand. It solved the problem of handling the long sentences, but uh, it is it's not able to understand the long sentences perfectly. Okay. So first is LSTM model uh, can't able to generate optimal result for longer sentences. And second issue was the training of LSTMs LSTMs. The training of LSTM was very time consuming. Right. So these were the major two issues with the LSTM. Right. Now, to overcome from these two issues, another you can say model to overcome of issues with LSTM. Another model is proposed, and we call it as transformer model. Okay. What we call it as transformer model. Is it clear till this? Anyone? Any question or doubt? Guys, any question or doubt you have? Okay. So I'm assuming that there is no question, right? Now, begin with the understanding of the architecture, right? So now uh, till this we have discussed about the issues or the initial architecture which is developed to overcome the issue with the with your RNN. We developed LSTM. There was again issues with LSTM. So now new model is designed, which is called transformer model. So what basically we are having in a transformer model, right? So although the architecture is quite complex, but I'll give you a kind of a hint that what consists in any you can say any of the. So here we have input. This input goes to multiple layer, right? As I said, that any LLM consists of multiple layer. So your input goes into the attention layer. So here we have attention layer, right? Then there is one more which is called feed forward layer. Okay. Now the output from this, it's not like that in this step there is only you can say these two layers are there. Okay. Some you can say kind of specific steps we generate here, like normalization. Okay. Also, there is one more step which is you can say the most important part. Mm, So this is your input. Once you generate the input, once the input is gone, there is a step we perform, which is called positional encoding. This one, positional encoding. Now the output from this, right, now goes to next step. Okay, so here we have another steps, other processes or layers we have, like there is a called masked multi-head attention. Right, output from this goes to the next one. First it normalized, then the output from it goes to multi-head attention, multi-head attention. Right, now that output from this, so how it is working, masked goes to the normalization, from the normalization goes to the multi-head, from the multi-head goes to the feed forward, feed forward. From this feed forward, we again perform normalization, then output goes to the activation function, like this, and finally after the activation function, your output is generated. So this is a kind of a basic idea of uh, how the LLM architecture looks, or transformer basically looks like. Getting my point? Yes or no? Any question or doubt you have?
So just one question.
Mhm.
Now, when we look at the architecture of LMN,
Hmm.
now remember earlier on we had talked about some of the layers. Now, do they follow each other under the architecture, or probably they don't follow each other? I don't know.
Follow, I'm not getting follow.
As in, inside our architecture, we start from the feed forward, then we follow the others.
No. See, so first of all, the uh, input goes to the attention layer, right? Then it goes to the feed forward, then it goes to the normalization. That is how. So it's a kind of a sequence we are following here.
Okay. I've got
Okay.
it. Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Any other question, anyone? Yes, no? Okay. Now see. So after this, coming to the basic of, or you can say the use of our LLM, right? So according to the use of LLM, there are two types of LLM. First is called continuing the text, and second is called dialogue optimized. Dialogue optimized, right? So what is continuing the text? Simple. These are trained to predict the next sequence, right? While the dialogue optimized, uh, these are trained to give response. Like we have chat bots. So if you give any instruction to the chatbot, or if you give some text to the chatbot respond according to the text. Getting my point? That we called as dialogue optimized LLM. Okay? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Mm, Now, coming to the anything else, if I am just a moment, guys. Just a second. My mom is calling. Just a moment. Okay. Now see. So we have discussed the types of LLM we have. Okay. Now we will need to discuss kind of certain terms that we use in LLM, right? So what are the terms we are going to use here? So let's begin with terms in LLM. Okay. First is called syntactic analysis. Syntactic analysis, or you can say model. Okay, can anyone know what is syntactic analysis, or what could be syntactic analysis? Any idea? Anyone? When you have a sentence, you are basically evaluating your sentence in two major, you can say, parameter. One is called syntactic, another one is called semantic. Anyone have any idea? What are these two?
What I know is semantics is basically the meaning
Okay.
of a sentence. Yeah?
And what syntactic? Okay, see. So what syntactic means? In the syntactic model, we basically it checks how words are arranged according to grammar. Rules. Okay, which we call as syntax. Okay. Another one is called semantic. And TIC, semantic model. So what is the semantic model? Semantic model is, it focuses on the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences. Sentences. Right? This is what we call as semantic model. Next term that you will find in LLM is called encoder. Encoder in LLM. So the first point about encoder is that it is a core component of transformer based architecture. Right? So what examples of transformer based models we have? Like BERT. May I know BERT is a product of which one? Which company? Anyone? Any idea? BERT is a product of Google. Okay. So what it basically do? Transformer based architecture that reads and represents input text as high dimensional vectors. Now we are going to talk about vector. Capturing rich contextual meaning. Have you done till this? Clear? Yes or no? Now, the next thing about the encoder. So we understood that what is encoder. It's a basically a core component, right? And it read the input and generate a vector according to this. How the this encoder work, right? So this is the working of encoder. Working of encoder. First is called input tokenization. We know what is token. Token is small chunks. Then embedding layer. Embedding layer. So what happen in this embedding layer is converts token into dense vector. Okay. After this, we apply or it perform the process of self attention mechanism. Once we have the self attention mechanism, then the result goes to the feed forward layer, and finally we have stacking. Now here it is mentioned that embedding layer convert token into dense vector. So first of all, understand what is vector. Vector. So vector is nothing in NLP. Vector is basically an array. Is an array of numbers that captures semantic or syntactic information about text. That's it, nothing else. Right? For an example, let's say there is a word I'm saying. Okay, let's say data. So for human language, we are representing it in this way. But when this data is goes into the NLP, it converts into an array of number, right? Might be like for some numerical values is given to every letter here. Let's suppose D is represented as 0.12, A is represented as 0.10, T is represented as negative 1.14. Then again, A is represented as negative, sorry, 0.10. So this is how the vector is created. Getting my point? Yes, no?
Yes.
Any question or doubt you have? Yes, no, guys? Any question or doubt? Okay. That means no question. Fine. So once we have vector generate, okay, then these vectors are put into the neural network, right? Or you can say in the architecture of the LLM, and according to this, you can have your output. Okay. Now, another factor or the another term that we need to understand, which is called self-attention. This one. Now, what is the self-attention? Understand. Self-attention. So it is simply, it is a mechanism that allows a model to weigh and relate different words in a sentence to each other. Regardless of their position, right? So how it works? Working of self-attention. Self-attention. Simply, it looks at each word, then computes how strongly it relates to every other word, then creates a weighted sum of all the word vectors where the weights are the attention scores. Have we done? Clear till this?
So just a question
Hmm.
about that last point there. Would you kindly help clarify it a bit?
Which part?
The last point about creating a weighted sum of all the
Of
word
all the word
vectors.
vectors. Okay. See. Understand. So first we need to take an example. Okay. Okay. Let's say there is a sentence, right? Okay. The cat sat on a mat. Simple sentence, right? So when the self attention process it, right? So what you can say, in what terms or in what manner that self attention understand the sentence, higher weight is given to the which one? The agent, the object who is working here, means the cat, right? Then another, or you can say the average weight is given to the mat, right? So average weight is given to the mat, right? Why mat? Because it is the second object on which the agent is performing the task. That is, cat is sitting on mat, right? And you can say some other weight or a lesser weight is given to the any other token here. Let's suppose I'm saying let's suppose the, okay, there is this token the. Now as we are having weight, so now the self attention calculates. So there is a equation for it, equation of attention, we call it, right? So here first thing is each word is converted into 3 vectors: query, that is q, key, k, and value, v, right? And how we are going to calculate the attention? So attention is calculated with factor q, k, and v by applying softmax on q multiplied by k divided by under root of d into v, right? Right. this one. So this is the equation of attention, how attention calculates.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that equation.
Got it?
Yes, I've got that equation.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other question or doubt? Okay. Right. So this is how the you can say the LLM work. Okay, or the basic of LLM, how it's work, how it the component and other things available. Okay. Now, fine. Now coming to a discussion. Let me just stop it for as of now. Fine. Now coming to the discussion that whether this concept, okay, or whether this technology, if you learn, whether it will be helpful or not, right? To understand this, may I have a quick introduction of everyone with the industry or domain you are working on? Peter, NG, Aeon.
Sorry, I didn't pick your question, sir.
Question is, may I have a quick introduction? I mean, not basically introduction, a kind of a domain in which you are working and what you are expecting that if you, let's suppose, for example, if you try to apply AI or try to create an LLM, right? What sort of thing you require? Why? Uh, what is the need of this entire things? Can you give anything about this?
Sorry, you mean what we need in order to
No, no,
apply?
no, not apply. I'm asking, let's suppose, for example, you join this session to understand the LLM, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. Now, if I say that first of all, before joining the LLM, you must need to understand that what domains or what are the things you first need to learn. Any answer about this?
Uh, I I can say like what's like some prerequisites we should know before we start learning LLMs.
Hmm.
Okay, like maybe what generative AI is.
Okay.
Maybe what generative AI is, their classifications,
Uh-huh.
different types of models before we start talking about LLMs.
Correct. Correct. Different type of model, right? Okay. Uh, hmm. And Aeon, anything from your side?
No, not really.
Okay, not really. Okay, what made you to think about joining this session? I need to understand.
Uh, I'm, I'm just trying to say like what the basic things you guys are covering, so I can go for the full course in a couple days.
Okay, and
And
have you any worked previously on this type of technology?
type of technology.
In development, and I have taken DevOps courses. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm trying to look at LLM and the AI things at the same time.
Hmm. Mhm.
For me, I would say to increase. I don't know why it's echoing. I would say to increase my work productivity and also upskill myself, because if I look at the way things are going, my organization is investing heavily in AI. So
Mhm.
just trying to make sure that I'm part of the people that you know AI will not take their jobs. Let me put it
Correct.
that way.
Mhm. Mhm. Correct.
Yeah, and for
Correct.
me, basically, I'm just a student, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to learn a few things from AI and also see how to enter probably in a year or two to come in the industry.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, now, uh, so on an obvious question is that let's suppose, for example, if there are new opportunity comes on the table, right? That is a kind of a job in which, or not a job actually. Let's suppose, for example, you are working in your company, right? And there is a sudden requirement appear that you need to create a chatbot, a basic chatbot. I'm not talking about the yeah, a kind of a advanced or complex one, on a basic chatbot. How many of you can think that you guys can create, or if you kind of if you get little bit of idea, you will create it?
I think so. I think I can to an extent.
Sorry, come again. If your company gives you a task, uh, Okay, forget about LLM, forget about chatbot. If your company gives you a simple task of automate, let's suppose I'm saying automate a simple Excel worksheet, can you do that? If you have a specific task, let's suppose for example, every day you need to calculate some, you need to perform some tasks, you need to execute lookups, you need to work on what if analysis scenarios, right? Can you do that?
I think there's some tools to help do that
Right,
on
there are
Excel.
certain, yeah,
So
there are certain
on Excel,
tools available.
yeah. So on Excel, you can use Power Automate to do something
Correct,
like that.
correct, right. But Excel itself doesn't come with the automation, right? Yes or no?
Yes, it doesn't give you the automation.
Correct. So that means you need to use third-party software, third-party tools, right? And generally, a company has a policy that without having a genuine product, okay, you can't use third-party tools on company's machine. I hope you are getting my concern,
Yes.
right? So how you are going to automate it? See, the reason why I'm discussing it,
Is it by installing the tool or the agent?
okay, okay, see, the reason why I'm discussing all of this is to give you an idea that what will be the future of AI, not just the AI, but data science as well, right? Either if I talk about a simple machine learning model and then your advanced concept of deep learning, right? And other, that is what we call, or that is what the need currently in the market we have. Getting this? So if you need to prepare according to the future, okay, or not future, future is not good or you can say suitable term here, because things are happening now. So we are not talking about future, we are talking about the present. Recently, I hope you guys have aware about it that lots of tech giants laid off their employees, and not in just a single digit or two digit, thousands on a same day. 7,000, 6,000, 10,000 employees are laid off. Correct? How many of you remember? How many of you are aware of it?
Yes.
Yeah, true. I've heard of some as well.
Yes. Even this, I think February, March, Microsoft still let go like 6,000 people recently.
Correct. 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 Microsoft laid off, right? Recently, I think Google is also laid off few employees, and it is not happening in a single region. It is happening worldwide, right? So if you think that uh, that I'm working in another region and laid off happened in another region, so it's not like that. It might affect you as well. Okay. Getting my point or not?
Yes, we are getting that point, sir.
Correct. Now, uh, Fine. So let's begin the Q&A session, right? So last time we haven't this Q&A session, and because participants have a lot of questions, not from the topic, but from uh, different concerns, right? Whether job prospect and other. So if you have any concern or whatever questions regarding to the data science, regarding to machine learning, course curriculum, training, right? You can just go with this.
I think I have a question.
Go ahead.
Um, how long will it take for someone to actually master all these skill sets? Because AI is rapidly changing, and there are a lot of tools coming out every day, and it seems like some organizations still don't know where they are with AI, right? So, one, what would be um, how long would it take for one to upskill themselves? Then I think my second question would be, um, from your experience, where do you think would be the best place to focus? Because AI is broad, right? And
Correct.
for people that are just starting newly, some may have the skill set, some may not have the skill set. Where do you think may be the easiest, um, where may have the least barrier of entry? Let me put that way.
Okay. See, now the scenario is very difficult. Okay. If you are not having proper skills, you will not able to get into the IT industry, right? Now, why I'm saying IT industry? Because any of the domain in the IT industry is not untouched by the data science or AI part, right? Everywhere data science AI is playing a relevant role, either in very small amount or entirely, but data science is there. Now the question is that how to start. To begin with, or to you can say switch your career or to upgrade your skills, first you need to focus on programming. Okay. And see, currently it's not very complex to learn about programming. It's very simple because language is quite simple. Language, we have Python, which automatically comes with a numerous you can say number of libraries, which helps to create robust code, right? And learning the Python is quite simple because Python uses least syntaxes. Like if I say in while working with a conventional language, if I talk about C, Java, or other language, right? It require a very systematic way of writing the code. But this language, this one, your Python, it doesn't require that much of complex things or complex syntax. Instead of this, with very simple syntax, you can say you can write your code, you can work on your application, you can design applications simply, right? So first learn Python, then understand the basic of machine learning. Okay, so this is what, or this is the roadmap, how you are going to uh, upgrade yourself. First, we will learn Python, then go for machine learning. NLP's part is there, once you done machine learning and NLP, then move to the neural network part. That is artificial neural networks. Gain your skills on that. Try to design small AI neural networks by yourself, right? Deploy them. Try to do uh, small tasks using them. Once you get, you can say, once you get hands-on on those type of things, then you can move to the advanced part where you are going to learn with a deep learning, then LLM, and so on. So that is how you can upgrade yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
No worries, no worries.
So for me, I just basically have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still a student, and of course, my course does not talk. It's not about data science, but I just found interest in it, and what is concerned with data science. Though at times, I find challenges with, for example, of course, the good thing you've talked about some of them, as my colleague has talked about them, but at times the applications, at times getting the resources, at times it's not so easy to acquire some of them to learn these things. Yeah. I don't know if my question is a bit clear.
Uh, okay, so mm,
Sorry, you
what?
didn't ask your question. Are you saying resources to learn?
Yes, the resources to learn. Yeah, resources to learn, and also how to have the applications and yeah, projects and stuff like that.
See, so there are multiple resources available, right? There is no, you can say, scarcity of resources, right? But the thing is, you can't rely on a single resource. Let's suppose, for example, a lot of participants say that we can learn from YouTube. Okay, although YouTube is a good source, but unless you don't have the clear concepts, you can't learn it from YouTube. Or even if you try to learn from the YouTube, it will take a lot of time because there are broken links. Everything is not clear on Google. In one tutorial, you will see about working with the functions in Python, right? Then to understand more, you go to another tutorial. Might be some other instructor, might be some other channel. Okay. Same way, if you try to understand machine learning, someone is giving a different concept, someone is giving another different concept. So links are broken there. So which makes learning from multiple resources difficult for a beginner. So instead of looking for uh, resources available, I suggest you to go for a single resource. There you will find everything on a proper, uh, you can say, sequence and with proper concepts and understanding.
Yeah, understood, sir.
Hmm.
Mm.
Anyone else?
And the last question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when learning about the different neural networks, I know there are very
Different.
many of them: the NNs, CNNs, RNNs, and LNMs.
Huh.
LLMs.
Uh-huh.
Now, do they also have a different? Can I say its complexity in terms of learning, or it's just you can learn any that you want at any point of time that you want?
No, no, you can't do that. ANN is having an entirely different structure. Okay, the architecture is totally different. The working is totally different. CNN is again totally different one. Architecture, application, everything is different. And finally, we have RNN. So RNN is obviously that is RNN is the, you can say, having an entirely different aspect, entirely different architecture as well.
Okay,
Right?
understood. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have been following some of your lessons about it. What I was also meaning is, like, for example, there are those different neural networks, but then in terms of its complexity, now can I decide to learn?
Uh-huh.
Can I decide to learn ANN first, or can I decide to learn LLM first, or RNN
Without
first?
without understanding the neural network, you can't understand ANN, you can't understand CNN, you can't understand RNN. If you don't have this information, this concept, you can't move to the LLM.
Okay, I've got you, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes, thank you.
right. Okay. Anyone else, any other question or doubt?
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for me too, for today, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Fine. So this is what we have to discuss in today's session. Uh, we will have another topic in the next session. So you will get update about it. So we will meet in the next weekend. Till then, have a good day and goodbye. And thanks for joining the session, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Sachin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your time and
Thanks.
availability, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.